The president could wake tomorrow and order a nuclear strike. No one could stop him. The president would use a code card called the biscuit that he or an aide carries in a nuclear football to authenticate his identity to the senior officer in the Pentagon. Land-based missiles would be launched within 5 minutes, submarine missiles in 15. Once launched, these missiles cannot be recalled. The Madman Theory was part of Nixon's foreign policy. He tried to make communist nations think he was irrational and volatile. These leaders would then avoid provoking the United States, fearing an unpredictable response. "I call it the Madman Theory, Bob," he said. "I want the North Vietnamese to believe I might do anything to stop the war. We'll just slip the word to them that, for God's sake, you know Nixon is obsessed about communism. We can't restrain him when he's angry, and he has his hand on the nuclear button." In 1969, Nixon indicated to the Soviet Union that the madman was loose. He ordered the military to full global war readiness. Bombers with thermonuclear weapons flew near the Soviet border for 3 days. American diplomats portrayed the 1970 incursion into Cambodia as a symptom of Nixon's instability. During the Watergate scandal, President Nixon was emotionally unstable and drinking heavily. Nixon said, "I can pick up the telephone and in 25 minutes, 70 million people will be dead." Secretary of Defense James Schlesinger instructed the Joint Chiefs of Staff that any nuclear launch order should go through him or Secretary of State Henry Kissinger first. Schlesinger had no real authority to do so. It is not clear what might have happened if such an order had come. Trump is dangerous. He's literally a narcissistic psychopath. 35 psychiatrists at Yale sounded the alarm on President Donald Trump's dangerous mental illness. They warned he was frighteningly unstable. "We have an ethical responsibility to warn the public about Donald Trump's dangerous mental illness," said Dr. John Gartner of Harvard Medical School, who has in the past warned that Trump is a psychiatric Frankenstein monster. Trump suffers from a particularly malignant case of pathological narcissism, which makes him a danger to the country and the world. Worse than just being a liar or a narcissist, he's a paranoid delusional with grandiose thinking. Dr. James Gilligan, a psychiatrist and professor at New York University, works with violent criminals. "I've worked with murderers and rapists. I can recognize dangerousness from a mile away," he said. "You don't have to be an expert on dangerousness or spend 50 years studying it like I have in order to know how dangerous this man is." Typically, psychology professionals refrain from diagnosing public figures whom they haven't personally interviewed. But Dr. Brandy Lee, an assistant clinical professor at the Yale School of Medicine, said that the dangers that Trump's mental health present are simply too great to stay silent. Trump yells at TVs in the White House in anger about the Russian investigation. Trump's anger issues are causing White House aides to live in fear. The president continues erupting at his closest aides. They are freaking out. Thing is, the Madman Theory is no longer a theory. Under the Markey-Liu bill, the president may not use the armed forces of the United States to conduct a first-use nuclear strike unless such strike is conducted pursuant to a declaration of war by Congress that expressly authorizes such a strike.